Hey guys, how you doing? This is Rich from RICHTVLIVE, and I wanted to just do a quick video, well, maybe not a quick video, a live stream talking about how to make money in 2020. I think that 2019 has been a very interesting year. A lot of people have made a lot of money in 2020, especially in real estate. Stock market's been up and down, and cryptocurrency was really good for quite some time, and now it's starting to come down too. And I believe that 2020 is going to be a very big year. I think 2020 is going to be a very big year for stocks, especially in the cannabis sector. I think if you want to make a lot of money, cannabis stocks is a great way to do it. And I think that 2020 is going to be a huge year for cannabis stocks. I think that real estate is going to be interesting in 2020 because we had a really, like here in Canada, the real estate's going nuts, especially in Toronto. I'm seeing that crazy things are happening in Toronto, across Canada. Vancouver has been a little bit of an interesting year because the market has really kind of consolidated in Vancouver this year. But even still, the market is so high. So I still think that there's a lot of room for growth. I still feel like there's a lot of room for growth in real estate in some markets. Vancouver's definitely consolidated this year, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that they've made it really difficult for anybody to make money in housing in Vancouver. A lot of the investors that were investing in Vancouver in Canada were investing from international places like China, like Asia. We had a lot of Asian investors that were investing, and they made it almost difficult, almost impossible for investors to now want to invest in Canada because they're putting all this crazy tax on investors in Vancouver. So a lot of investors have now gone to other markets like Toronto, and we see that Toronto is really flying right now for real estate. Cryptocurrencies was weird in 2019 because we've seen cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, go from 3,000 in 2019 to 13,000 for one Bitcoin. Now it's back to 8,000. So it's really consolidating. I wouldn't be surprised to see it go back to 3,000. I really wouldn't. And maybe then from there, go from 3,000 back up to 10 or 20,000 again in 2020. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Stocks have been really interesting because a lot of the stocks, a lot of the major indexes in North America are at all-time highs. And we've seen huge growth in the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, and the TSX. Now we're starting to see a little bit of a consolidation from all-time highs, which is very standard. You can't just see stocks go up forever. Yo, what's up, Jared? How you doing, brother? So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with the stock market in 2020. And cannabis stocks have been really weird because in January of 2019, we saw huge explosion of cannabis stocks. That continued until March. And then in April, we started to see a consolidation. That lasted through May, June, July, August, September. Now we're in October, and it's like a war zone. It's like the cannabis stocks don't know if they want to go lower, don't know if they want to go higher. But because we're at 52-week lows, in my opinion, they really have one direction to go, and that's up. So I believe that 2020 is going to be an amazing year for cannabis stocks and cannabis stock investors. The next few months will really determine how high it'll go. If we stay low over the next few months, I think 2020 is going to be magical. But who knows? I mean, we still have October, November, December. We still have an entire quarter to see the stocks go up. And if they do go up, then we might not see as much of an explosion in 2020. But if we do not see the stocks in the cannabis sector go up over the next 3 months and we maintain this bear market in the cannabis sector, I will not be surprised to see 2020 just be a huge year for cannabis stocks. Huge year for cannabis stocks. Because we got so many catalysts coming. We got edibles coming, which is going to be legalizing here in Canada October 17th. So we're like, 13 days away from legalization of edibles. And I think there is a delay in the explosion because even though they are legalizing on paper, they're not actually going to show any of those results for 60 days. Because even though the legalization is happening October 17th, Health Canada has declared that they don't want to actually see anybody selling edibles until mid-December. So there's going to be a 60-day delay. I don't know why. It makes no sense to me, but whatever. They're delaying the rollout. So, mid-December, then it's Christmas. So we're pretty much talking January now, right? So we might not see another huge explosion in the cannabis sector until January again. Hopefully it happens sooner, but I wouldn't be surprised to see us kind of stay at these levels or go up a little bit, go down a little bit, be a little bit of a tug of war, and then see another huge explosion again in January. That would not surprise me at all. And then hopefully, if we do see a huge explosion in January, yeah, DR, man, I'll be back in the DR in January for sure. For sure. It seems as though that these market makers only want to have the markets explode when I'm on vacation. And I always go on vacation in January around my birthday, so there's a very good chance that that's when it happens. So we'll see. Franco says, just keep buying at these lows. Yeah, exactly. Keep buying at these lows. These prices are a gift. Keep accumulating the best. Let me tell you guys what's the best, okay? Aurora Cannabis, Afria, Canopy Growth, MediFarm Labs, Valens Grow Works. There's 5 right there. Beasts, giants in Canada. Zenibus, future giant. In America, TrueLeaf, Curaleaf, Green Thumb, C-Web, Acreage Holdings. Just to mention 5. I just mentioned you guys 10. If you want to see some really big giants, but they're very volatile, Zynerba Pharmaceuticals, ZYNE, IIPR, Industrial Innovative Properties, GW Pharma, Scott's Miracle Grow. Those are some of the biggest and the best on the block. Scott's Miracle Grow is a great company to take a look at. I like Kronos Group, but I think they're overvalued. I mean, Kronos Group really has no revenue. Other than having a $1 billion partner, what has Kronos Group really done? Nothing. I mean, their revenue is minimal. There's got to be 30 companies ahead of them in revenue. So in my opinion, they're overvalued, overappreciated, overexposed. But they've got a $1 billion partner. That's why they've done quite well. Trading on future revenue, not based on what they're at right now. Upswing Trading, how you doing, bro? Delta 9, great company, great fundamentals, great price. I think Delta 9 has a chance to be a beast, and I know they're having a nice day today. So there's so many good companies in the cannabis sector, and they're only going to get bigger, and they're only going to get better. They will only get more and more profitable as time goes on. Yeah, it's good to see Delta 9 having a good day, bro. And, the thing is with companies that you're investing, right? When you're talking about investing, you're looking for companies that are going to grow. We're in a growing sector. All of these companies are growing, right? So you got to give yourself time. You got to give these investments time to mature. You got to give them time to develop. You got to give them time to grow and get out of debt and get into profitability. And then once they start getting into profitability, I foresee a future where not only are they profitable, but they're hugely profitable, like hugely profitable. And that's when it's going to be really exciting. And I don't think we're that far away. I don't think we're that far away because we're now starting to see some profits, but the profits are small. It's a start. It's a start. But I foresee a day where the profits are going to be enormous. Today we're looking at revenues in the 100 million. Wait until we have profits in the 100 million. Scott's Miracle Grow is a great example. SMG, $3 billion in annual revenue and $372 million in profitability and net income. So $372 million in net income, $3 billion in revenue. That's where these companies are going. And Scott's Miracle Grow is a $100 stock, and they have a very tight float, only 55 million shares. That's a perfect company. 55 million shares, $3 billion in revenue, and $372 million in net income. That's where these companies are going. Not all of them are going to get there. They're not all going to be Scott's Miracle-Gro, but the ones that do, I mean, imagine if Zenabis, for example, at under $1 gets to a point where they're doing $3 billion in revenue and $372 million in net income. Yeah, maybe they won't be $100, but they'll be at least $30. At least $30. So to get in now and wait for maybe 3, 4, 5 years for them to get to that level, we're talking about making about 3,000%. 3,000% on your money. So I'll give you an idea. You know, I got 26,000 shares. Okay, so if that goes to $30 in 5 years, my 26,000 shares would be worth $750,000. So it's worth it for me to wait 5 years. I don't have a problem waiting 5 years to make $750,000 on one stock. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So I think we're on the right page. I think we're on the right path to success. There's going to be ups and downs along the way. But this is our opportunity to get in dirt cheap in companies that are moving in the right direction. It might not happen overnight. It might not happen in a day. It might not happen in a month. It might not happen in a year. It might take years. But in order to get in early today at these levels, this is our opportunity. This is the opportunity of a lifetime in a newly legalized sector in Canada that's not even been legal for a year, isn't legal in America yet, isn't legal in Mexico yet, isn't legal in most of the world yet. The reality is we're at the bottom. And this is a newly legalized sector that's being regulated and will only get bigger and will only get better. People are going to continue to smoke weed. People are going to continue to take their CBDs. And once edibles legalizes, that's an extra 30 to 40% revenues that we can add to the bottom line of companies like Canopy Growth, Aurora Cannabis, Organigram, just to name a few. So we're on the right path to success. And I'm going to continue to tell this. When the stocks are down, that's a buying opportunity. And if you're patient and you give yourself time to let your investments grow, you will be successful. You will be successful because these companies, if you look at their revenues are growing quarter over quarter over quarter. I'm not looking at companies that are getting like 5% revenue growth. We're talking about companies that are growing quarter over quarter by like hundreds of percent. The revenues are growing quarter over quarter by hundreds of percent. Some of them are growing by thousands of percent. What does that tell you? It tells you that they're going in the right direction. So don't get caught up with the price today. Remember where we are. Remember that this sector is newly legalized in Canada. Remember that there's still a lot of red tape. Remember that Health Canada is not making it easy for anybody involved. And there's going to be ups and downs along the way. Those downs are your opportunity to make money. The ups are your opportunity to sell. It's really that simple. Don't get caught up in the haters. Don't get caught up in the liars. Don't get caught up in the shorters trying to scare you out of your positions. Don't do that, okay? Think logically. Think smart, okay? And invest in the best because the best is blessed. And if you invest in the best, you will win. And you will win big. Upswing Trading says one share, that's a good comment, says one share of Coca-Cola purchased at its IPO of $20 with all the dividends reinvest in the stock would now be worth over $5 million, even though the shares dropped to $10 in year one. Exactly. Facebook is another great example, okay? Facebook, which I invested in during their IPO at $30, went down to $13. At the time, everybody was panicking. And I kept saying, Facebook's going to be a giant. It's going to be a global giant. It's going to be one of the biggest companies in the world. Everybody's using it. People panicked. I held. Today, Facebook is trading way higher than its IPO price of $30, okay? It's been as high as $200. So that's a great example of where these companies are going. And if you're patient and you got in early in the cannabis stocks, 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, you're going to be able to look back and you're going to laugh at these prices. You're going to laugh at these prices. You're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I got into Aurora Cannabis at $5. Oh my God, I can't believe I got into Zenabis at 95 cents. Oh my God, I can't believe I got into Saniva at $1. Oh my God, I can't believe I got into Aleafia at $1. These prices are a gift. Oh my God, I can't believe I got into MedBen at $2. Oh my God, I can't believe I got into Kush bottles at $1, $2. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I bought True Leaf under $10. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I bought Cure Leaf under $10. These prices are a gift, man. These prices are a gift. So don't get caught up. This is not a market to day trade. I'm sorry, it's not. It's a market to accumulate at the bottoms, and then when they go in the green, sell, because there's a lot of volatility, tons of volatility. So in my opinion, the way to trade these markets, buy at the bottoms, sell when you see 10% or more returns. That's my opinion. It is a roller coaster. It is definitely a roller coaster. But what has the cannabis sector always been? It's always been illegal. So you're going from an illegal business to being legal. You think there isn't going to be some volatility? Of course there's going to be volatility. Look at CannTrust. CannTrust, one of the biggest companies in the cannabis sector in the world, went from being a blue chip can't miss cannabis company to a laughingstock that was trying to sell and grow illegally behind walls, behind Health Canada's back. That's just an example of where we're at. We're in the early days. There's going to be ups and downs. CannTrust is an example of the bad. Scott's Miracle-Gro is the example of the good. Everything else is somewhere in between. It's going to take time. There's going to be ups and downs. But if you're willing, as a real investor, to buy low and sell high and give yourself time to let your investments grow, you will win big. You will win big. This is the type of industry where when everything is down, you just buy it and forget about it, go on with your life, wait until the sector really matures and grows, and when it does, you will see rewards that you never dreamed of. You will see rewards that you would never even imagined. I'll give you some examples. I know some people that got into Canopy when it was at $1. It wasn't that long ago. Canopy was at $1. We saw Canopy go to $70. For my buddies that got in at $1, I'll give you an example. One of my buddies put in 10 grand. That 10 grand at $70 was worth $700,000. I was telling him to sell, he wouldn't sell. Now it's at $30. That same guy's calling me up asking me if he should sell, and I'm like, hell no. If you're not going to sell at 70, why the hell would you sell at 30? So when you get into something at $1 and it goes to 70, sell. Okay? Take your 700 G's, thank the stock gods for your daily bread, and enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. That's what this is about. Don't be greedy. Learn to take your money and run. If you get in at something at $1 and it goes to $10, $20, $30, $70, thank your stock gods for your daily bread. Take the money and run. All right? Yeah, I mean, Warren Buffett is a great example. When Warren Buffett invests in a company, he's looking into an investment 20 years down the road. Ask yourself, the companies you're investing in, will they still be around in 20 years? If the answer is no, then don't invest. If the answer is yes, and it's a resounding yes, then you're on the right track. And people are like, well, I'm not Warren Buffett. Well, he's only the best investor ever. So if you want to be a good investor, or if you want to be a great investor, you probably want to follow in the footsteps of the best. Warren Buffett is the best. Forget about the rest. Warren Buffett is the best. And he thinks 20 years ahead. So ask yourself, will Aurora Cannabis be around in 20 years? Will Canopy Growth be around in 20 years? Will Curaleaf be around in 20 years? Will Green Thumb be around in 20 years? Will Trueleaf be around in 20 years? Will Zenabis be around in 20 years? I just gave you 6 companies that, in my opinion, are 6 of the biggest cannabis companies in the world in 20 years. Yeah, maybe right now Zenabis is down, but that's a buying opportunity. That's a buying opportunity. People have loved smoking weed forever and they're not going to stop. I promise you that. This entire sector's gone up because of retail enthusiasts. Cannabis enthusiasts like me that love cannabis stocks and love the sector have pumped this sector up, and that's why this sector has exploded. Some people are saying that the first round of retail investing is now done, and now they are waiting for legalization of cannabis in America. And once legalization of cannabis in America happens, that will be the second round of institutional funding, which will bring the sector to higher highs than we've ever seen before. In my opinion, legalization of cannabis will happen around November 2020 in America. If it happens in November 2020 in America, we are going to see an explosion that's going to dwarf every single explosion we've ever seen in Canada. Why? Because the cannabis sector in America is 10 times bigger than the cannabis sector in Canada just by pure population. Just due to pure population, 300 million Americans, 30 million Canadians. Numbers don't lie, but people do. When cannabis legalizes in America, it will be the biggest, most epic explosion we've ever seen in the cannabis sector since its inception. And I'm excited to be positioned heavily in all my top stocks. And I still feel like I got a year, 13 months until legalization. My goal is just position myself in all the biggest and all the best at the lowest prices between now and legalization of cannabis in America. Everything in between now and then is just a buying opportunity as far as I'm concerned. I couldn't care less about today's prices. They mean absolutely nothing to me. As an investor, this is a buying opportunity. This is the beginning of a newly regulated, newly legalized sector, and we get an opportunity to be a big part of it and be the first investors ever to invest in these cannabis stocks at the lowest prices when everybody was hating on them, everybody wasn't believing in them, everybody was focused on CanTrust, everybody was focused on the negatives. We were the believers. We were the first ever investors in the cannabis sector, and we will be rewarded because of our confidence, because of our future outlook, because of our confidence as in cannabis enthusiasts, and because we lacked fear. We have no fear. Never fear. Rich TV Live is here, man, and our community will grow with the sector. So as the sector grows, our community will grow, our reach will grow, our influence will grow, our bank accounts will grow. Everything will grow. I promise you that. Everything will grow, and it'll get bigger, and it'll get better, and we will grow with it. And some of us, some of you will become future millionaires. Some of you will become future billionaires. Some of you will own your own cannabis companies. Some of you will own your own CBD companies. Some of you will own your own public companies. Some of you will own your own dispensaries. Some of you will own your own hemp businesses. There's so much opportunity, and we are just getting started. And I feel very fortunate to be here at the beginning. I feel very fortunate to be here at the starting line. We're not at the finish line. We're at the starting line. Somebody asked me the other day, Rich, if this was a baseball game, what inning would we be in? And I have to say, we'd be at the top of the first inning. Honestly, we are literally at the top of the first inning. So I'm very, very excited. I feel very happy, feel very pleased, feel very blessed. And to be quite honest with you, I honestly believe like this is just the start. And we've got such a great journey. And I'm going to tell you guys my goals, okay? Because you got to write your goals down and you got to set high goals. I always say, reach for the stars, land on the moon. I'm the type of guy, I like to reach for the stars, and if I land on the moon, I'm going to be okay. I want to have a nationally syndicated show. So when we go live, everyone is watching. And if it's nationally or globally syndicated show, that's even better. Nationally syndicated show that we can talk about stocks every day, specifically wheat stocks. That's one goal. Second goal, I want 1% of this sector. Just 1%. I don't need more than that. I just want 1%. I imagine the cannabis sector as a big pie. I want 1%. Give me 1%. I don't care if it's through media, through CBDs, combination of both, whatever. Just give me 1% of this sector. That's what I want. And we will have it. And then the other goal is I want to be on Netflix. I want to have a Netflix show that people can go on and they can go back and look at all our videos for the last 2.5 years since when I first started talking about all these stocks. And they can watch all the highs and lows and ebbs and flows of the entire journey of the cannabis stock investors from day one, January 2017, until October 4th, 2019, and beyond. We've got 1,600 videos proving all of the picks from the beginning of January 2017 until as long as we do this. It will be on Netflix. You will be able to be a part of it. If you're part of the Rich TV Live community, you will be able to be a part of it. You will get a chance to maybe get on Netflix too. And you will be able to be a part of this story and a part of this journey. I don't think those goals are unrealistic. I think those goals are very reachable, especially if we just continue to tell the story and I continue to pull up on good days. I can do movie producers, and I'm already talking to people in the film industry here in Vancouver, Hollywood North, and I'm already talking to them about this, and they're saying to me, Rich, we love your idea, we love your concept, just keep getting bigger. All right, I'm down with that. So it's already, all of this is already in the works, so it's not that far-fetched, man. It's not that far-fetched. So I want you guys all to have a fantastic Friday. Have a fabulous Friday, okay? High day Friday. I wish you guys the best this weekend. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy your family. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. Smash the like button. Share the video everywhere. If you win and I win, we all win. It's true. If you're not winning, you're not watching. Been correctly predicting winners for 2.5 years. As of January 2020, it will be 3 years correctly predicting the bottoms of Aurora Cannabis, Canopy Growth, Afria, Organogram, HMMJ ETF, Chronos Group, TrueLeaf, C-Web, Tilray, Acreage, MedMen, Halifia, Zenibus, Saniva. What else? There's so many. Green Thumb, IIPR, GW Pharma, ZYNE, SMG. We're going to talk about them all, man. We're going to talk about them all. It's true. Have a great weekend. This is your boy, and I'm out. Peace.